What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Ant Bay. This will be the first of our series, Ant Bay Reviews. Today, as the title says, we will be reviewing the Tarheel Mini Hearth. I will be discussing about what are the pros and cons of the Nest and giving a score between 1 to 10. As a disclaimer, I was not sponsored by Tarheel and everything was paid by me. So, let's get into it. Mini Hearth is made by Tarheel Ants, and they are based in North Carolina, USA. They've been making and selling formicariums since 2012, and they offer many different varieties. These range from founding nests all the way to mature nests that contains millions of ants. They use their own special ingredients to make their nests, and their current generation is called Type 3. Today's nest is Mini Hearth Type 3, and it is intended to be a founding formicarium. The Mini Hearth features removable glass, detachable foraging area, water tower for hydration, sand-coated interior chamber, 2 stoppers, and 1 hydration system called the Nestmate. It is priced at $37.99, which is slightly above the average price for a founding nest set. Now that we know a little bit more about the nest, let's find out what are some of the downsides. The first thing you might notice is that this nest is pretty huge. The interior spacing might be too big for a founding colony. Ants naturally prefer tight spaces to feel secure, and when they don't, it makes the queen feel vulnerable and stressed. And that means the queen might not lay eggs at a normal pace and hinder the growth of the colony. The second point kind of goes with the first point. Because of the spacing, some species of ants that are not too hygienic may leave their trash and their feces within the nest. This eventually can lead to mold outbreak, which could be detrimental to the colony, and it leaves huge stains that cannot be removed. Pretty much all of the nest builders consider including a hole or attachment for heating cables. It is essential to keep your ants warm during the winter times, especially if you live in the northern hemisphere. When I spoke with Tarheel regarding this issue, I was told that he could not include cable ports due to building material and how it might hinder the structural integrity during shipping, which I understand, but it's probably something that can be resolved with simple inserts or a stick. On a side note, this is not a bad thing, but don't be dumb like me and leave small metallic stuff laying around, or else the magnet is so strong that it'll pull it and break the glass, and then you'll have a broken glass, escaped ants. 0 out of 10, no fun whatsoever. Now that we got the bad things out of the way, let's talk about the good stuff. What was the most intriguing part to me when I first started looking into buying Mini Hearth was that the outgrowth came attached. This is probably one of the best features of the Nest. The 2-in-1 system saves up so much space. No messy tubing, and this is great for people who doesn't have much dedicated space for the ants. Additionally, the Nest mimics ants in nature, as most ants nest on the ground, and watching ants pour out to feed is pretty awesome to see. Because these nests are mass-produced by a 3D printer, each Mini Hearth is pretty unique. Plus, Tarheel offers options for customizations of the nest. The customization options include 15 options to choose from for your exterior color. Foraging area style can be top or on the side. Decor for the foraging area can be rocky or mix of wood, rock, and plants. Glass options include standard glass or museum glass, foraging area substrate, interior substrate, even an optional glow in the dark. All of these options give you the freedom to create a nest just for you and your ants. Plus, you can always reach out to Tarheel for further assistance, and he is always happy to help you. All of my humidity-loving and non-humidity-loving ants thrive in the nest. I had the messers, which did the best in Mini Hearth, all of my Camponotus colonies, and the honeypots were housed in this nest. As you can see, the water tower is filled through the back. The nest has a small port only a syringe can fit through. Once filled, the mini hearth should be able to keep the humidity up to 50 to 70% for about 2 to 3 weeks. And if you want to make the nest more humid, simply put a heating wire towards the bottom right side, and you should be able to raise the humidity even higher. But you will need to refill the water tower again much faster. Now this point might not be a big of a factor to you, but it is to me. Because the nest has big depth, it makes it super easy for me to observe and record the colony. I only use my iPhone to record, so I'm gonna need all the depth I can get in order for me to get a good shot. And with a traditional 3D printed nest, it's not something that I can do pretty much easily. But this doesn't really matter if you have a great camera. This feature is probably the coolest and the one I like the most. Both sides of the nest have 4 magnets hidden within, and when the colony gets too big, you can simply connect a new one, like so. Just make sure that you do this step really quick so you don't kill an ant or two. The mini hearth gets an 8.5 out of 10. The reasons why it's not getting a full 10 out of 10 is because there's no way of heating up your nest during the winter time without making it look like a zombie. If you can see here, I have to put the heating cables around and through the back in order for the nest to be warm. Instead, some other ant nests have the tubing go through where it's more discreet. Additionally, once the substrate is stained, it is almost next to impossible to clean out. With that being said, the mini hearth is probably one of the best nests out there in the ant keeping market. This is a nest that's super forgiving and does not require much maintenance. Plus, the customer support that Tarheel offers is next to none. If you have the means of getting one, then you definitely should. I'm sure your colonies will thrive in it, just like mine did. So what are your thoughts on the nest? Let me know your opinions in the comments below. And if you liked this review or found it informational, make sure to leave a like or subscribe. And with all this being said, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Bye! My voice is cracking.